Alright guys, what's up? Some of you might remember this car. A lot of you probably don't remember this car. But this used to be my brother's RSX Type S turbo 475 horsepower car. I ended up buying it from him the other day. And we got to put another engine in it. But we definitely got a good platform to start with here. Really nice car. As you guys can see, it's pretty clean. Got one little spot starting to go on the clear coat right there, but we'll definitely get this car repainted. As you guys can tell, it's a clean car. Be nice to get a new steering wheel. Steering wheel starting to, fade on its way. It needs cleaned up yet. Still all the cobwebs and everything. It's been sitting, so we gotta clean it up. The wing started fading on it, but we can clear coat that if we want. Still has the cover back here, you guys can see, which I just messed up. Oh boy, but yeah, still there. Goes up into there too. Keep it there, but it still has the cover. That's strap bar for the front. Alright, put that back up before I forget to do it. But yeah, I gotta clean it up. As you can see, like all the channels need cleaned. It's just been sitting, so it's gonna need clean. It's a real clean car. There's no rust in it. Gotta get it out of here though. But there's no rust on the car. Like I said, we gotta clean it, but there's no rust along the edges or anything. No rust underneath of it. I don't think I have the light on the camera, but boost controller, old school electric boost controller, but the leather's still in the back pretty good. Everything's pretty good on it. Everything that's starting to come up is right here, but pretty sure we reattach that pretty easily. Gotta clean everything up. Like I said, I like to try to find a steering wheel for this. I was gonna maybe change it out to black, but I'm kind of liking the interior. Might just get a black steering wheel, the leather wrap, or send this one out to get re-wrapped in black leather. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good car. Solid car. Excited to get into the K series. It has a LC2 like I run, and that's oil pressure gauge. Let me prop this hood up. Okay, now some of you might remember this car, and what happened to this car was the same thing happened to my Tibby. Right on my Tiburon, the oil feed line had an issue. My brother didn't catch it in time as I did, and he ended up creating the bearing wear in it. Now it's got a little bit of a rod knock to it. But the head in this car has dual valve springs and retainers and ARP head studs. Super tack, but still good stuff. Now it just has like a China sidewinder on it. We're gonna have to rewrap that when we pull it. We will reuse that manifold for now. I do want to buy one. Might want to buy one off Meticulous even. But thinking about buying a K-tune harness as well. Helps make it a little bit smaller, shrinks it down, and it like hides better into here too. And I think it'd be better with the sidewinder. We're gonna have to rewrap everything in here. It's a lot of shit we gotta wrap because of these turbos on this thing. I want to rerun a lot of stuff on this car. I want to get rid of some of the stuff on this car. Like, this is the AC stuff, you know what I mean? Like, oh well, evap service port, 1 psi pressure. I think, no, actually that's the evap. So actually this gets plugged back in. Just got to replace the hose. There's some hoses that I got to redo. Got to clean it up, obviously. I'm not sure what we'll do with the ABS yet. It's got an RBC intake manifold on it. It's got 1000 cc injectors in it. I think it has a throttle spacer in it too. Thermal gasket, I mean. What else we got? I think it's a K-tune thermal gasket. But yeah, I think we're going to change that harness, keep the RBC, obviously, take this head and put it on the new motor because it's got all the dual valve springs and retainers in it. Take it to Victory and have it checked and done. I'm going to have to get a book or something because I've never did the valve latch on these. I'm sure there's probably a ton of videos, so I could probably learn there. Never did timing belt on one of these either, or timing chain I should say, but I think I'll have no problem doing that. I got a good idea of how that's done, so I'm thinking about doing some half sport mounts. Just got some solid mounts on this side. I think it's so dark. Innovative ones, but I think we're going to get some half sports. It's got an EP3 transmission in it, so it's a 5-speed now instead of a 6-speed. Longer gears for the turbo, which would be nice. Help spool turbo a little bit more because we got a monster turbo on this one. I will be downgrading this turbo eventually, but this is our turbo in here. I can't remember exactly what size that fucker is, but it's not small. It's I think it's a 366 or something, 366. Pretty big turbo. Towel wastegate and everything in there. All the couplers and whatnot's in there. Ones we gotta have. It's got a China intercooler in it. China radiator, which we run these ones as well in the Tiburon community. Nothing wrong with these. I run China piping and everything as well, but I'm gonna redo it. It's a small intercooler. It's running in the front like that. I'm gonna take this and do something way different with it. Put one on it. Probably do a China intercooler for now, until we get the money for a better one. But same side, so everything over here. Take all the AC shit out of here, guys, so we got more room. I was gonna keep the AC, but more I think about it, I gotta get rid of a lot of this stuff to help clean the bay up. Get that harness. That's kind of expensive, but I think it'd be worth it. Basically get the engine, put the head on it, put it all back together with a different intercooler setup. I might change a few other little things for right now and get a retune for it. I might go with E85, do a return fuel system on this. Not sure yet, because the reason why I may not do that, guys, is because the way you got to do the return system, you'd have to keep the, the stock tank, and then that's going to cost me a decent amount of money to do that, just because this car, the goal with this thing is going to be all-wheel drive. That's the goal. We're going to get it going again, front-wheel drive, and then it's going to be an all-wheel drive car. We're going to do the all-wheel drive setup on this. Justin from Hub City Performance, I'm not best friends with him or nothing, but I know him from street racing, and plus he's a local. He's only 30 minutes from me. He's about the best in the all-wheel drive Honda community, so I'm going with his. He's making I got a hold of him the other day. He said give him about a month or two and he'll have the rear diff mount out for this. And then once we get the rear diff mount out for it, I'm going to start buying the CRV stuff for it, for the back, and all-wheel drive trans. I could sell that trans and put some money towards a all-wheel drive trains. So I may do that, guys, or I might get it going front-wheel drive. I think I'm just going to get it going front-wheel drive for now and start collecting the all-wheel drive parts. But we may have it all-wheel drive before the end of the year, though. Goal would be to come out in 2021 with this car all-wheel drive. I would like to have on stock motor, make around 600 all-wheel drive. But if I can afford to build the engine on this car, mild build with like SuperTech stuff, make about 800 reliable, 800 to the wheels, all-wheel drive, I think this RSX Type S would get down. Or, as they're also known, and I like the sound a bit better, DC5. So we'll get this DC5 rolling. I'm not sure what I'm going to name it. I actually thought about a name for it. I might actually call it PA Treasure. I don't know why, but I might do that. Or call it Stimulus, even though I didn't buy it with stimulus money. It's just some ideas. Who knows? But yeah, that's what we're going to do, guys. I think we're going to have a really fast car here. I'm not sure what the fastest RSX is in the world, but I don't know if we're going to go for that. But it's not that far out of reach, in my opinion. I'm not sure what the fastest all-wheel drive RS6 is. I don't think there's a whole hell of a lot of them yet. But I think it's going to work. These cars are 2,600 pounds, just like the Tiburon. We got the Tiburon down to 2,240 without even taking everything out of it. This car, I'm going to let full interior and everything in it for right now. It's going to be a little bit harder on the drivetrains and everything, but for now we're going to do that. And we'll probably keep it like that for a while. Because when we do go all-wheel drive, we will go PPG gear set. I mean, we're going to have to be able to hold what we want to do. You know, my goal is to make around 800 horsepower. I would like to have around 1,000, but 800 I think is going to be more doable for me on money-wise and maintenance-wise. And I think we could have an 800 horsepower DC5 that we could drive. And I think we can compete with the local guys with their rear-wheel drive cars. And the Fox bodies and the F bodies and G bodies and everybody else. Fucking S10s, Blazers. I mean, everybody's got all kinds of pretty cool shit around here. And the Tiburon is front-wheel drive, and it does pretty good, you know, don't get me wrong, but all-wheel drive is where it's at for a four-cylinder to keep up with these rear-wheel drive guys. And I personally would like to hang with them, maybe do some cash days. Maybe they'll let me in, maybe they won't, you know. It's just a fucking four-cylinder with a basically front-wheel drive with rear assist, you know. The all-wheel drive on these are not like they are in like a lot of other cars, you know. Like Subaru, I think, is like 60 in the back and 40% up front. Most of your power's in the back, you know. Honda's more like, if you get the best setup on a wagon, even the wagon diff and the viscous, you're only looking at about 20-25% rear-wheel drive assist. So it's just keeping the front wheel from spinning. But we're going to try to get into this, and I'm different, so I wanted a DC5. I've been wanting one for a long time, and my brothers had this, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it this year because of this crap we've been going through. But it's finally home. It's new home. It's been here a couple of times to visit to get worked on, but now it's here to stay. And I think it's going to be one wild fucking ride when we're done with it, guys. I hope you guys like this, and stay tuned because I bought some nice shit for the Tibbies, so might take you a month to show you everything, but if you Tiburon guys watch to the end, let me know if you guys are excited about what's coming for the Tib, because it's big things.